everyone, welcome in this channel and I am Dr. Vijay Prasad talking about movements of gastrointestinal tract. In this video, I will talk about movements in esophagus, stomach, then a small intestine and large intestine. So I start from movement of esophagus. Esophagus. Two types of movements occur, that is primary and secondary, primary and secondary esophageal peristaltic movements. Esophageal peristaltic movement. Peristaltic. This occurs due to deglutination. Movement of deglutination causes primary esophageal peristalsis. Then secondary peristalsis, esophageal peristalsis is due to food entering into the esophagus that causes dilatation of the esophagus and stimulates and initiates secondary esophageal peristalsis. Now coming to stomach. When food enters into the stomach in a small amount, then it causes receptive relaxation. Receptive relaxation. And when the amount of food increases, then it causes accommodative relaxation. Accommodative relaxation. Relaxation is due to stretching of stomach. Wall of stomach stretches that causes many types of stimulus and initiates trigger impulses that goes to the higher centers, and from higher centers through vagus stimulus causes relaxation of the stomach. And this is vasovagal reflex. Now mixing of food. This is due to mixing of food is due to movements of stomach. At the fundus, at this part, interstitial cells of Casal are present that initiates impulses, and this impulses causes contraction of this portion and contraction of this portion. There is a sphincter. It prevents food material to enter into the esophagus. Therefore, food is mixed with acid and there is grinding of food materials. This will go to the pyloric end, and as the pyloric sphincter is closed, then it moves upwards. This movement is retropulsion. In the stomach, interstitial cells of Casal are present at the upper end of the stomach and body, and this initiates contraction leading to mixing of food. This will propel the food material and mix the food material with acid and other enzyme. This will cause, as this pyloric end is closed, this will go into the upper part and then again it will return, and in this way the cycle goes on. This is retropulsion for mixing. Now 80% contractions are weak, leading to causing mixing. Only 20% are strong stimulus, a strong contraction that will cause emptying of stomach. Now factors that causes emptying of gastric empty. Gastric empty is inhibited by sympathetic nervous system, cholecystokinin, secretin, peptide YY, protein, digested material of protein and fat, then hyperosmolar chyme in duodenum. This is inhibition, and gastric inhibitory peptide and fear causes inhibition of gastric emptying. Gastric emptying is inhibited by sympathetic nervous system, CCK, cholecystokinin, secretin, peptide YY, product of digestion of protein and fat, hyperosmolar chyme in the duodenum, and gastroinhibitory peptide and fear. Stimulated by This is stimulated by parasympathetic nervous system, gastrin, motilin, and excitements. These things stimulate gastric emptying. Now movements of small intestine. Number one, segmental. Segmental, it is for mixing of food. Then peristalsis, antiperistalsis, tonic movement, pendular movement, pendular movements, and peristaltic rush. This causes mixing. Main function is mixing of chyme with enzymes. Peristalsis, that is this type of peristalsis from oral to aboral end. Antiperistalsis occurs at two places normally. In two places, first at the upper part of the duodenum and second last part of a small ileum, that is terminal ileum. It is physiological. Otherwise, antiperistaltic movement are pathological. Then tonic movement and pendular movements, peristaltic, these things causes mixing and absorption of digested product of food. These are the movements. Now, large intestine, movements of large intestine. Movements of large intestine. Number one, Haustral contraction. It is like segmental contraction of a small intestine. Then propulsive movements. And mass colonic movements. These are the movements of GIT, starting from esophagus to large intestine. So Thank you very much for watching. Please like and share this video. Please let me know your idea. Please comment about this video. It will help me to improve video. Thank you very much for watching.